Worcester News tonight, a Worcester man charged with human trafficking faces a judge. The disturbing details we are now learning. Plus, we'll take you inside one of the new city's liquid salt trucks to get a first-hand look at how Worcester is preparing for winter weather. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Catherine Andrioli. A wintry mix hitting central Massachusetts tonight. It's causing slick roads, and in some spots it forced local schools to cancel evening activities across the area. Take a look outside our studio in Worcester. The area has seen a mix of rain, freezing rain with some changeover to snow. The wintry weather is expected to last through the night and into Wednesday morning. Mass DOT is warning drivers to use caution on the roads. And of course, watch out for black ice. We'll have a full check of our local forecast coming up in the newscast. Worcester's DPW has invested in new equipment to prepare roads for winter weather conditions before they even start. Worcester DPW purchased 4 de-icing trucks this year. They are designed to coat streets with a saltwater solution and prevent black ice on roadways. They also make it easier for plows to clear the roads. Today we rode along in one of the trucks to get a closer look at how the city manages roads during winter weather. Bill Berg has worked for the DPW for 17 years. He says the new equipment is necessary for the city to stay ahead on the storms and keep the roads clear and safe for drivers.
The salt water mix, which treats the roads, helps it so the material we put down will help the ice and stuff so that we can scrape it up quicker. It doesn't hold, helps it not stick. Basically, you try to stay ahead of the storm, try to get everything all treated, so whatever comes, we've already got to step up on them.
And there is a winter parking ban in effect tonight in the city of Worcester. Drivers should keep in mind the roads can still be slick even if they are salted. Be sure to use caution if you plan on traveling tonight and during tomorrow morning's commute. We continue to follow a human trafficking arrest in Worcester. A man is accused of paying to smuggle a girl into the country from El Salvador. Police say the man then sexually assaulted her inside his apartment. Today he faced a judge. Our Rosalind Flaherty was in court and has the latest.
Luis Santos, the man who police say held a 14-year-old girl against her will for weeks, appears in court Tuesday.
Rape of child with force, indecent assault and battery on person 14 or over, 3 counts, trafficking of person under 18 for sexual servitude and kidnapping.
Prosecutors say Santos paid $5,000 to have the girl from El Salvador smuggled across the border. Santos allegedly locked her inside an apartment on Kingsbury Street in Worcester. Police say he sexually assaulted her.
He admitted to bring her here to be, quote-unquote, his woman.
Santos's attorney says the 22-year-old denies the charges. He says there's evidence the victim's family in El Salvador had an agreement with Santos, who helped bring her to the U.S.
He's made out to seem like a Lothario, a functional equivalent of an antebellum slaver. Not true. He's never had any contact with the legal system.
The judge filed a restraining order on the victim's behalf, ordering Santos to have no contact with her. Police say the two met on Facebook and Santos invited her to come to this country. The victim has been staying with him since December.
She made it clear to Mr. Santos that she was not interested in a romantic relationship with him, but he forced her to share a bed with him in that apartment.
Police say the victim was eventually allowed to go to school, where school officials contacted police saying she wasn't showing up for class. The victim reached out to family friends from El Salvador and started staying with them.
In this case, obviously the school officials did the right thing, and that's what started this whole thing rolling, was them reporting what they thought was suspicious, the fact that this 14-year-old female was enrolled but not attending classes.
Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Millbury police say a man has died after falling from the roof of the Blackstone Valley Cinema Deluxe Theater. Police say the man fell more than 30 feet. They say the victim was an employee of a company working on the roof. Police say a co-worker was performing CPR when emergency responders arrived, but the victim was later pronounced dead. His name is not being released. Police say it appears to be an accident, and the incident is being looked at by state and federal investigators. And dozens filled the selectmen's meeting in Grafton tonight. The board led a discussion of pros and cons of a proposed high-pressure natural gas pipeline. A majority of speakers we heard tonight were opposed to Spectra Energy's pipeline project. Some believe it's unnecessary and expensive, saying it would be a major safety concern and impact property values. Supporters say the project would connect to existing pipelines and contribute to supplying natural gas to the Northeast. An open letter from residents asking selectmen and other town boards to oppose the project. Also today, opening statements were held in the trial of Roger Disislets Jr. He's the Princeton dentist charged with murdering his wife in 2011. Alicia Rodriguez has the latest on the trial.
Pushed?
Roger Disislets threw his wife out that window that early morning.
Or did she jump?
She was not thrown through that window.
In Worcester Superior Court, the trial of prominent dentist Roger Disislets now underway, more than 5 years after his wife's death. The 71-year-old is charged with manslaughter and assault and battery, accused of shoving his 65-year-old wife, Kathleen Disislets, out of a third-floor window in 2011, causing her death. The couple's 44-year marriage was shattered earlier that year.
Roger Disislets had an affair that was an off-again, on-again affair that went for many, many years. His wife found out about it.
But the night before her death, Assistant District Attorney John Bradley told jurors Kathleen Disislets learned her husband believed she was cheating and hired a private investigator to follow her.
They had a violent confrontation.
Roger Disislets' attorney says the defense will prove that it was his wife who initiated that violence.
She was highly intoxicated and under the effects of Valium that she took that night.
The defendant told him that he and Kathy had had an argument and that she had jumped out the window. We will prove to you, ladies and gentlemen, that that was a lie.
After opening statements, the jurors were taken to the home in Princeton to see where the couple once lived. Tomorrow, witness testimony will begin. Reporting in Worcester, Alicia Rodriguez, Worcester News Tonight.
The MBTA is proposing new time changes to the Worcester-Framingham line. The new schedule would go into effect on May 22nd of this year. The MBTA is holding several public meetings for feedback and wants the public's opinion. The new schedule would only slightly change times, with the majority of trains arriving 5 to 10 minutes earlier. We are just days away from the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. He will be sworn in as the 45th President of the United States on Friday. And while some politicians are not attending, Worcester's delegation will be there. Our Andy Madison reports.
On Friday, Boulevard Diner is one place where you can watch the inauguration.
We'll have it here on the TV all day, so whoever would like to come in and have coffee or breakfast, you're more than welcome to and watch it.
I'll probably be at my office watching it.
The inauguration of Donald Trump is expected to draw a lot of interest all across the political spectrum.
I personally would not vote for him, but he is the president, so congratulations. Hopefully he does a good job and does what he said he was going to do.
While some politicians are not planning on attending the inauguration in D.C. on Friday,
Those things are very, very troubling.
Congressman Jim McGovern is planning to be there, despite being highly critical of President-elect Donald Trump both during and after the election.
I've attended every inauguration since I got elected to Congress. Presidents I agree with, and presidents I didn't agree with. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you I have mixed emotions because of some of the things that Donald Trump said during the campaign.
It's a feeling State Senator Michael Moore agrees with.
This is not about Donald Trump. This is about the swearing in of the president. And it's an office that we should all hold high regard for.
Governor Charlie Baker will also be in D.C. on Friday to see power officially change hands, beginning a new era at the White House.
This is history. I mean, how many presidents that never had any experience won the candidacy? Never. So I want to see where this goes.
On Friday, it will no longer be President-elect Donald Trump. The inauguration will officially begin his presidency, and there'll be a lot of interest here in Worcester and across the country as to what he'll do once he's in office. In Worcester, Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Worcester Senior Center is celebrating 17 years today, but it could be a bittersweet anniversary. Parking has always been free for the seniors in the center's lot, but now the city is saying the owner of the parking lot wants Worcester to pay up. Our Brittany Schaefer has the details.
St. Vincent's Hospital in Worcester currently owns this parking lot. City manager at Augustus says they would be charging the city $3,000 a month for people to park here.
One of the most profitable hospital companies in the United States ought not charge the seniors of Worcester to park in their own senior center parking lot.
Worcester's city manager delivers a clear message. Parking should be free at the Worcester Senior Center. At Augustus says the city has had an agreement with St. Vincent Hospital for several years, and he was surprised to hear about the sudden change.
They've basically told us that by March they're going to want us to start paying for the parking lot. I was very shocked because I thought we were very close to a deal, and so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get a deal done and not have to have that expense for the seniors in Worcester.
The thought of not having free parking at the senior center is just astounding.
Tuesday, the Worcester Senior Center celebrated 17 years in operation. Director Amy Waters says it is a place for seniors to be well and to socialize, and a parking fee may turn people away.
In terms of payment, that will exclude a lot of people who just can't prioritize keeping healthy at the senior center with their medications, their rent, their food.
We know what happened to the shopping center we had downtown. Once the people had to pay for parking, I think it was the end of the shopping center.
St. Vincent sent us a statement saying the statement that St. Vincent Hospital is going to charge $3,000 for the seniors to park in the senior center lot is not true. We've been in discussions with the city for over a year regarding this piece of property, and we look forward to continuing the conversation in order to resolve this issue. Augustus told seniors the city will work hard for them to see if a deal can be reached.
We may need to get a little rough on St. Vincent Hospital if that's what it takes to get them to do the right thing. So stay tuned on that.
Now, Augustus has been talking back and forth with St. Vincent's Hospital, trying to find a resolution to this problem. One thing he does know is he does not want to charge seniors to park here. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
And there was an initial agreement reached between the city and the hospital last fall. They are hoping that both sides will be able to come to a final